it's Witch Jodi, and I hope you are all having a fabulous evening. It's been a week for many people, astrology ways. It has been going just haywire. We're going to put it that way. A lot of people have been feeling off and coming to me and saying they're feeling off. I've been tired. I'm not going to say I had a little bit of offness, but for the most part, I'm doing great and I'm happy. Checking in with all of you, hoping you are all doing well also. Should you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to throw your questions up here for me. But I am just checking in with everybody. How are you doing? I personally just got home not that long ago because I was out in Salem. I went out there for our Salem retreat. I do this once a year where I take people out and we have an amazing adventure in Salem. And when I was out there, this year is the year 400. So what I mean by that is roughly 400 years ago is when we founded Salem, Massachusetts. So Massachusetts had been around since before, 1626, but this is kind of when they started kind of to grow in their foundation of it. So I got to go to the Heritage Day Parade. It was fantastic. It was lovely. So many cool things going on around the city. And I got the coolest mug. You guys got to check out my mug. Can you see it? It says Salem on it, right? And if you look right over here, check out how it's got the year 1626, 2026. I thought that was really kind of cool. So I'm drinking some hot tea for my tea time with you all. But let's talk a little bit about Salem. We're coming into the Burr months here. We're coming into September, October, November, December, right? So we're coming into the Burr. So it's time to put away, hot girl summer and bring out, crabby witchy fall. I don't want to say anything naughty, so you know where I'm going with that. No, it's been fabulous. So if any of you guys are planning on heading out to Salem, let me tell you, spot on. They've already started decoring everything for the fall. So even if you go right now, it's pretty much you're starting to see the Halloween decorations and whatnot. Crowds are getting bigger already. There were a couple of days going to some of the stores that they actually had roping across the door because they've gone to capacity in their store. So you have to wait for somebody to come out to go back in. One of my favorite stores, it's called Coven's Cottage, and they have their place is small, but when you go out there, you have to go and see this place. It is absolutely stunning. They've got cool herbal decor in there, a lot of Nordic stuff in there, and it's just really small, and they'll let you know absolutely no filming in there. They take that very seriously, so they'll walk up to you if you have your phone out. So be aware, you don't want to be disrespectful. I'm going to give a little shout out too. There's a brand new store right on the main drag there on Essex, and it was fantastic. But it's called Whispering Ghosts, brand new, and it is like walking into the Haunted Mansion from the Disney film. So I'm just saying, you got to check it out. Dear friends of mine, Allie and Bernie are the owners of this. They also own a store called Coven, which is down on the wharf, which is a clothing store. Absolutely fabulous people, very dear to my heart. If you've ever been in my store, they're the ones that hooked me up with my wallpaper. So, honest to God, you got to go check them out. Hello, Alicia. I saw your little message. Don't sweat it, girl. Don't sweat it. She was not able to make our Sunday Cackle and Cauldron. We actually did it on Saturday, the 15th. We did it out of sync just because I was gone in Salem at the very beginning of the month. And she's opening a new salon over in Maplewood. So if you're looking to get your hair done, shout out to Alicia. Her studio is called I'm going to pronounce this wrong. I know it. Faluta Salon, and it's over in Maplewood. Just look her up. It's PHILAUTIA, and it's a salon. She does full coloring. You name it, she does it. She's the sweetest girl. I love her to death. In fact, we're going to talk about bath rituals tonight, and she's actually one of my creators for bath salts. So if you need new moon or a full moon bath salt, I've got her product right in my store. So feel free to come on in and purchase that before your moon workings. Um, but anyway, she, Philatia. I hope I said that right. Phonics and I do not get along. As you guys can hear, I have a little bit of a lisp. So phonics and I have always had a problem. But Salem is an amazing place, and I highly encourage anybody, if you get the means to go check it out. You definitely want to go and check it out. And thank you, Natalie. Yes, Alex and Bernie are freaking crazy amazing. I love them. Um, ah, yes, I did. I just met this wonderful gentleman that's popped on here. I'm sorry, it's Natalie. Natalie, I'm sorry. I can't see. I see a picture over there. You get the little green witch behind you. But yes, my bestie out there, his name is Brian. And Leanne and Tim own this beautiful store called Pentagram. And Pentagram is over by the old burying point. You can't miss it. It's behind the Essex Museum. One of the best places to get a reading. I'll just say hands down. I love them. They've got great handmade product. Leanne does a great job with her herbs in there. She's got a huge herbal wall. Their library is huge. I mean, spot on stuff. But if you want to get a reading, go check them out. And they also have what's called the Zodiac Tea Room. Now, they moved it from Beverly. They're moving it over into Salem, and it's not quite open yet. They're doing phone readings, and you can sign up for that right now, I believe, but I don't know their actual opening date yet. This is all, and Alicia, this is all out in Salem, Mass. So, because I just got home from there. But yes, Leanne is fantastic, with their two things. But I also want to give another shout out, because if we're going to do Leanne and Pentagram, I have to give it up to my very, very dear friend, Sarah Franke. She is the owner of Stardust, and Stardust actually moved. They were over on Congress Street, in this old building that looked like the witch's house. It's now a different, there's a different business in there, but she is actually going to be down on the wharf over by Longboards, which is a restaurant. And she's phenomenal too. Her readings are spot on. They do tours. I mean, I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to go out there on your own, you hit me up, email me, ask me questions. I'm totally down to help you out and get you set up out there. That's what I do. I love doing it. So when I come out and do the Salem retreat, I bring people out. I facilitate their airlines, and then we stay at the Hawthorne Hotel, and they pick you up and bring you to and from the airport. And then at that point, I get you connected to all the businesses in town there. But I had the opportunity. So a dear friend of mine, her name is Sandra. Sandra Wright is a phenomenal singer. And she has got a band called Go Your Own Way. And it is a Fleetwood Mac tribute cover band. And you guys, Sandra, I have never seen her perform before. Holy moly. I'm just going to tell you, hands down, it was like going to one of Fleetwood Mac's actual concerts. And trust me, I'm old. I'm 58. I've been to Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks multiple times in my life, okay? She's got her movements down to the point where she's up there and she dances like Stevie with the cape. She does the hair drop, and she does the whole 9 yards. I mean, holy moly, it was unreal. And they have a new addition to their band. And oh my gosh, I cannot remember the gentleman's name, but he actually looks like Lindsay. It was crazy. So it was a phenomenal trip. I got to do some new things. I got to meet some new people. I did a tiki hut boat tour. Never done that before. Oh my God, it was a hoot. Keep in mind, I'm wrangling 7 women out there, and you can only have 6 on per boat. So we split our group up between 2 different boats, and they had water guns. I'm just going to say there was some mutiny going on them the tiki hut boats. We were having water gun fights. It was so much fun. Oh my goodness sakes. Definitely a must from here on out when I take the crew out there. But let's pull out of Salem for just a little bit. If you do have any questions about it, please hit me up. I am going to tell you where to stay, what places to go to, the food to eat, because oh my goodness, I've got your back. But I'm a huge supporter for all the shops out there. I love to help people, meet new and exciting people and have a good time. Um, but let's talk about some stuff. I was thinking, with us coming into the fall, my goodness sakes, we've got school starting this week. Can you believe that? Minnesota, generally, we don't start school until after Labor Day. And okay, my grandson, a little verklempt. My grandson Thomas is starting kindergarten, and he starts school this week on Thursday. And I'm like, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for him to go to kindergarten. Wasn't he just like born yesterday? I mean, I can't believe how quick he grew up. But with that being said, how many parents are out there struggling with your kiddos going back to school? How many of you guys are going, woo, thank goodness sakes, they're going back to school? Tell me your feelings on it, because being a mom and a grandparent now, I've watched my children all go to school. I've watched them all graduate. Now I've got a grandbaby going to school. Life goes on, and it's beautiful. I know a lot of kids really struggle, the first couple of weeks of school, getting back into the swing of things. What are you doing to help your kiddos? How are you helping them ground and center and just kind of reconnect? Are you helping them with crystals? Are you helping them go outside and ground and center into the ground, having them hug a tree so that they can kind of calm their energies? What are you doing to kind of prep your kiddos? One of the things that I'd love to encourage you to do is to help them with an energetic bath. And so that's what I was talking about with ritual baths. You can do so many wonderful things by having a ritual bath. Doing the grounding and centering, having them take a nice bath, nice warm water, and doing different scents. You can totally put in essential oils into your bath. You can do bath salts that have calming. Not everybody likes lavender, and that's okay. But another good calming one would be like chamomile, would be a great thing to help with calmness. And, any kind of like a light floral is a good thing for calming, to brighten up. So maybe your kiddo struggles in the morning, right? Can't quite wake up. Citrus, giving them a smell of citrus, even, if they can drink orange juice or grapefruit juice or, whatever it happens to be, that little bit of citrus actually gives that burst of energetic, to wake up a little bit. And it's a really wonderful thing to do. That's going to help your children kind of be more appropriate and ready for the day. You got your middle schoolers, you're going into your high schoolers. So, now you're dealing with some hormones, right, guys? So you see your teenagers want to sleep all the time because they're tired. That's the hormonal shift. That's our bodies adjusting to, growing up. Give them time, but, don't, I got to go in on my nurse soapbox here. Don't let them be drinking the energy drinks. That's so bad for their cardiac. It really is. They get addicted to these monsters, and I don't even know all, double shot death. And I don't even know some of these things that they've got out there. It's not good. You know what? Green tea is all right. Black tea is okay. You don't want to overstimulate them, because what people don't realize is they're taking those 5-hour energy shots in the morning, or drinking those monsters in the morning, and they're 2.5, 3 hours into the day, and then boom, they have that caffeine crash. It's because that sugar crash. So you really want to think about the fact that you don't want to be pushing that. Supplements, if you're talking about supplements, vitamin B12, you can do the super B complex, because vitamin B12, I'm so sorry. Vitamin B12, you have to get an injection. So we're not talking that one. But the super B complex you can get in a vitamin form. And there's different, for kiddos that don't like the taste of vitamins, that you want to do like the gummy bear type kind. Just find the stuff with the complex vitamins in it. And that's going to help get them into bed at a decent time at night. You've all heard the mantras, over the years, you guys. Taking away, electronics, yada, 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 an hour before bed, all that. Kids with ADHD Here's another thing that, okay, I got to be honest. I have a little bit of it. My son has got it horrifically, and I know I'm a nurse. I did not know this until a few years ago that caffeine does not affect somebody with ADHD. So that explains a whole hell of a lot. All the years I was a midnight nurse and I could not get the caffeine to keep me awake. My son, it actually puts him to sleep. Isn't that crazy? But it's true. It really does explain a lot. Um, you know, blah. So try and stay away from the caffeine if you can. But just melatonin is a good thing too to try at nighttime if you need it. But my thing is go outside, let them ground and center, give them a bath, whatever it is to settle them in. The first couple of weeks until they get that pattern in and get that recognition into what they need to do, that muscle memory, it'll help. Just be patient and be patient with yourself. Okay. Be patient with yourself. But again, that bathing, oh my gosh, essential oils, you guys, hands down, it's a great thing to do. You can do the bath salts. So a lot of times your bath salts are going to be a mixture of essential oils with Epsom salts. And sometimes people will even use like a goat milk powder in there because it softens. It's a water softener, so to speak. It softens the water for you. So everybody's a little bit different on how they make their salts, but utilizing different things, to pull in. Another really good one for a stimulation in the morning is juniper berry. It actually, the juniper, the citrus, the cedar smell actually stimulates. So that's another really good one. But definitely look into that, you guys. And a lot of people, when you're doing this, people don't think about this. I'm going to encourage you to go out and buy some cheesecloth or the tea balls, your tea balls that you use for your tea, for your loose leaf tea. If you can find a bigger one, like a bigger one, not like the little ones for your tea ball, but a bigger one. Those things are phenomenal because now you can put that in your bathtub and you don't have to clean all the gunk out of the bathtub. But the cheesecloth, you can take a sheet of cheesecloth, you can cut it up, put your stuff in it, tie it with a rubber binder or even like a ribbon, a piece of string, yarn, whatever, throw it in your bathtub. It's going to get everything out. And then you can pull the herb piece that's still left into it. So it's not going down your drain and clogging things because people worry about that clogging. So that's a way to do it. And again, if you're worried about putting in a full, Epsom salt type, mixture with herbs, you could still do an Epsom salt and just drop some essential oils in there. Totally fine to do that. Alicia is actually making, it's a bath blend that she's making specifically for me, for my sore, for Witch Jodi, and it's called the Crone's Embrace. I love this. I love this name because I am a crone. I'm an older woman, so I am no longer childbearing. I'm a crone. So I'm a wise woman. So bring it. Let's do this. Thank you. Oh, I see Renee came on too. Renee, thank you. Yeah, she was with my group last year out in Salem. We had a stunning, amazing time. No exciting ghost stories this year, Renee, like last year. Holy cow, that was so much fun. But yeah, no ghost stories this year, off the top of my head. But there was some interesting things that when we went out and about and did stuff, ooh, it was so much fun. So if you've been to my store, you've probably met Gina at one point or another. She is a part of my Salem crew from the very first year that I went out there and did this. And she volunteers at my store once in a while. And then she's also a Reiki practitioner and she does Reiki at my store. So we were out and we were over by the Bearing Point. Now you cannot go on any of the graveyards after sundown. They lock them up. It is illegal. It is a federal offense to go into the cemeteries in the state of Massachusetts after dark. Okay, so this is highly illegal. So we went up to the fence and I'm just in tune and I'm just like, Spirit, tell me where to find you. And I just literally be like, Gina, go here, go here, go here. And everywhere we went, she would take a picture wherever I pointed. My eyes are closed. I can't see anything, so I'm not seeing anything out there or anything. She actually would pull up an orb. on her phone. It was really wild. It was so cool because it's so old, you guys. Um, People have asked me, are those the souls of the people that are buried there? I don't feel that. I think it's just spirits moving through the area. I don't think that they're necessarily attached to anybody there that's still buried. I think um, what I'm going to say is the residual energy is there, but the actual active energy, they've moved on. They're not like stuck or anything like that. They've moved on. They've reincarnated. They've gone to do whatever they got to go do. Um, but there's definitely definite residual, because you can feel that residual out there. And yes, I love it, Renee. Thank you. She is a writer doing different stuff with ghosts and whatnot. And she has even said, yes, people don't usually stick around at their graves. I agree with that. They want to be with their loved ones, or they just move on. They go to the next plane. They don't, stick around. But yeah, we had some great experiences last year at the Hawthorne. The fire alarms were going off. It was 100-year anniversary of the Hawthorne Hotel. And so, the ghosts were coming in style. And if you do get a chance to go out there and you go to some of these cemeteries, you got to check out the gravestones, you guys, because I'm telling you, the majority of these gravestones, when people were moved and buried, they were probably given a wooden cross, and then later on they would get a tombstone. Like out at Rebecca Nurse's homestead in Danvers, I actually went out down to the actual grave site for the family. They would have brought Rebecca. She is one of the women that had been hanged with the witch trial. And so they brought it back to the family estate, you know what I mean? And it wasn't right there on the ground. I mean, you had to walk a little bit of a distance to get there. And they did that because they wanted to bring her back to honor her. However, she was still considered a felon, right? So they didn't want her too close, so to speak. But the graves in Town, Salem, those stones are actually etched from the 1600s. The people who've been out there with me before, like Renee and Gina and Tara and Sarah and all the people that have been out there before, because there's too many of you to mention, Paris, all you guys, Maureen, you guys read those stones. You took pictures of it. So they're legit. They're really, really old. And the energy out there it's different. It's different than here. You can feel that the age, and it's just phenomenal. Again, I digress. A lot of talking. I gotta keep those vocal cords open. But kiddos in schools and you guys. So what are you doing for you right now? Are you guys feeling the energy? Because I'm telling you, I am not the astrologist. I know bits and pieces. We're in eclipse season, so that makes you go all over the place, right? And kilter and whatnot. And when we did Cackle and Cauldron on Saturday, this last Saturday, holy cow, the people that we were chit-chatting with, they were just like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I just want to like crawl in a hole. Or I just feel so unsettled. I feel like everybody's angry at me when nobody really is. All the eyes are on me, but really no eyes are on me. People are just feeling really unsettled. Now, talking with Liz, who's one of my astrologers, oh, good grace, we got Uranus and Neptune, I believe, are both of them are in retrograde. And then Saturn, of course, is doing its thing right now and walloping everybody right now. And like Lynn says, we're all in it. There is no way of getting out of this. Every single one of us, no matter what zodiac sign you are, no matter what is in what house at what level, okay, with your zodiacs, we're all going through it. It's just, excuse my language, it's a shit show right now. It's just a shit show. And we just kind of, tinker through. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. We're all going to get through it. Take a breath, have some tea, drink some water. Heck, if you need to have a glass of wine, or if you have to have a soda pop, do what you need to do to get through it. But we're going to get through this together. And we just got to remember, what? Everybody's walking through some garbage in their life. Be kind, be gentle, and treat people with respect, because you never know what if somebody's having a bad day and you feel like they're dissing on you, you don't know what they're going through. You're not walking in their shoes. Maybe something happened to them that day, or maybe they're going through something even more horrific than you are. So just be gentle. And like my mother said, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Just kind of remember that, because our vibrations matter. It really does. You want to treat people with respect. I mean, do I have bad days where I just want to go kick some butt on certain things? Of course, I get frustrated just like anybody else. But then I take a step back and go, okay, breathe. Is this really set at you, or are you overthinking it? 9 times out of 10, you're overthinking it. People are not coming directly at you. They're just having a moment. I mean, unless you got a boss that's like, I don't know, really not nice. I don't know. You can ask Lynn if I'm a good boss or not. I mean, she'll be square. She'll let you know if I'm not being a nice person or not. But I do try my best. I think their biggest complaint is, would you quit traveling? People come in looking for me when I'm gone, and it's like, but it's a part of my job. I got to do it. But no, I just think that we're all going through this. And I hate to say it, guys, Saturn in retrograde, if I can remember right, between Julia and Liz, it's like going to be happening for a long time. Like, what they say, 20, Lynn, what was it? 27 years we've got of this coming up, something like that. It's, I'm going to be stuck with it probably the rest of my life. So there's that. But, just again, take the time you need. 7 years, not 27 years, 7 years. Thank you, Lynn. I have to have somebody fact check me again. I'm not the astrologist. So, we'll get through it. We're going to get through it. And this fall, I want you to take account of things. I mean, if you're really frustrated and you're like, I just don't want to deal with this right now, go in your gardens. I know my gardens need some tending out there. I've been out there working in the gardens the last couple of days. I'll be in the house. I'll be doing, I don't know, book work, or I'll be ordering product or whatever. And I get a little bump in the road, like it's pushing back at me. And I'm like, okay, I got to walk away for a little bit, get up, walk away, go outside. I go dig in the dirt for a little bit and breathe, come back in and hit it again. And then it's fine. Computers and I are not friends, just like they taught you in school. Math is your friend. Math has never been my friend. I don't care what they say. Math doesn't like me. Math picks on me. It's the same thing with computers. Computers and I don't necessarily get along. I try really hard. I'm trying to give the computer the best of the doubt, because I know it knows. It's just that I don't understand it. It doesn't click in my brain the way it does for other people. So getting out, getting in nature, spending that time, just like Renee is saying, go for a walk. I have a pool. I've been doing a lot of swimming. I love my grandchildren. They tire me out. And I tell you what, I've been spending a lot of time in the pool, because I've had to babysit yesterday and all day today, last week Thursday and last week Friday, because they had no daycare, because we're going back to school. And Oma's overloaded. Almost done, almost ready for the kids to go back to school. I can't believe they're going back to school, but I'm okay with it, because Oma needs a break. Love them dearly, but I'm ready for them to go back to school. I think my daughter is ready for them to go back to school too. So like I said, we had two little ones that, there's Thomas is mine, and then Bailey's significant other has got a daughter who is a sweetheart, and she's, I consider her my grandchild. So, and, for all intents and purposes, because she's not by blood, I will not say her name, but she's a sweet little girl, and she's 9, and she's all full of fire and energy too. And they run me ragged. I mean, I'm tired. I'm just tired. But let's also think about kiddos when they're going to school. What kind of stones? I mean, you guys, worry stones. Worry stones are great. It's a little stone. I wish I had one here with me, but I don't have one in front of me. Carrying a stone that they can just like hold in their pocket, or like a fidget. Great calming stones, for kiddos to take with, especially if they're new to school and they're a little nervous and scared. Tiger's eye is great. Brings up courage. It's very calming. It's very grounding. Amethyst is another one. It takes away anxiety. It takes away depression. It is another one that's really like a healing. I want you to think healing, and just calm. It just kind of calms. Fluorite is a good one for helping you focus. It doesn't necessarily ground and center you, but it will help you focus. Anything that, you've got black tourmaline, jet onyx, black onyx, that is, black obsidian. They're all wonderful grounding stones and protective. So if they're scared, it's going to give them some sense of protection. And especially when you get littles, for parents and for grandparents and whatnot, what is so great when they look at you and say, but I'm scared, mommy or daddy or grandma or grandpa. I don't want to get on the bus. I'm scared. Giving them a little crystal, telling them they can put it in their pocket, telling them that they can have it in their backpack, wherever it's safe, and telling them that that stone is going to protect them and keep them safe. It builds confidence. And if we can build the confidence in our little munchkins, they're going to have a better time. They really will. So that's some stuff that you can do to help your littles when they're going back to school. As far as parents go, so I got a couple of parents on here that I know who are sending their kiddos off to college. It's rough. I remember doing that to my daughter back in 2012 when I sent her off to college. And I held it together. I didn't cry. And as soon as we drove away, and I lived in River Falls at the time, and then we also brought her she went to St. Cloud. And so we drove away, and I just let go and I cried because I couldn't break down in front of her because I knew that would, upset her. And she was already going through homesickness before even leaving. And she struggled. Oh my gosh. Bailey struggled her first year of college. She absolutely hated St. Cloud. It was too far away. She was, the typical homesick. Now, some kids have that, some don't. Bailey just did not want to be there. She would be like, Mom, can you come up? I want to go home for the weekend. I was working in a hospital as a nurse. I worked every other weekend. I could not be up there every weekend to go get her to bring her home. And you got to get through those first couple of months. And that's why they always tell the parents, if you can stay away, they got to assimilate and they got to meet people and kind of get active. Do the best you can. But you know what, moms and dads? It's okay for you to carry stones, or where, as Renee was saying, take a crystal. You can put it in a cage, just like one of those little crystal cages, and stick it into a chain, and then they can wear it as an amulet. As a parent, you can do that too. Here's a beautiful thought. Go pick out a couple of crystals together, you and your child. And you pick out one, like mom goes, picks out one, daughter or son goes, picks out one, and you put it in your little cages and you exchange them. It's a great sentimental type gift that you can give one another, just saying you're in touch with one another. And, it's going to give them comfort knowing that mom or dad picked that out for you and they pick something out for you, and you'll hold it close to your heart. It's a wonderful thing to do. For those of you guys that have got seniors, oh my gosh, enjoy every minute. If you can take the time off, if they're in, I don't know, if they're in band or sports or whatever they happen to be in, take some PTO this year, take some time off and sit down with those kiddos and enjoy your time with those kiddos. Because you know what? Before you know it, they're off doing their own thing. I blinked and already my daughter is already out there working in social work. She's a parent and she's in her 30s. She's a parent. I'm an OMA. It's crazy how fast it goes. So, definitely enjoy that. And if you guys are into witchcraft, obviously, do a ritual. Do a ritual before your child goes off to college or off to kindergarten or off to senior year or whatever grade they are. Do something together. You've got a full moon coming up here. I think it's coming up here. I got to cheat. Not too far from now, it's coming up. Is it 28th or something like that? I think it was the 27th because I was talking to my daughter about it. I think it was the 26th or 27th. It is the 27th of August. So for the most part, it's right before the main schools are going to start here. So doing a small ritual, it's a full moon. It's a release, right? We're releasing into the universe what you are expecting for this school year for your kiddos. Safety, good grades. We all want our kids to have good grades. Acceptance from other children, um, courage, you know, that self confidence so that they're not afraid, the softness that they can meet new friends, courage to try out for a sport or try for or whatever it is your kiddos are into. If they've been shy and kind of scared to do that, do something really cool and special with them. And if you're doing the crystal thing, what a great time to be able to bless it in your circle with those crystals and do an exchange from parent child. I mean, you can make it, fun. You could do a little bonfire and write down your wishes and throw them into the fire. You read them out loud and throw them into the fire. If you don't want to say it out loud for your parent or your child to hear what your wishes are, that's okay. Read it. You can telepathically put that out into the universe and still, put it into the fire. Utilize the fire. If you don't have access to doing something like that, you could do the same thing and you can go to a river, write your petition out on a piece of paper and put it into the river. Your paper is biodegradable. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to hurt the fish or anything like that. And let it go down the river. It's going to float away. There's so many cool things that you can do to utilize and protect and, send your children off with something wonderful and make it something significant that they're going to always remember. Okay. Start a scrapbook together or some kind of some kind of a communication back and forth where you're writing. Yes, it's great when you write it on a leaf. It depends. The leaf isn't going to be big enough. I don't care how big that oak leaf or that maple leaf is. It wouldn't be big enough for all the stuff I'd want to be writing on there for my kid, but that's me. But that's a great idea. Yes, writing it on a leaf would be fantastic because you're putting it out into nature. You can go to a beach, take a stick, write it in the sand and let the waves come in and wash it off at a beach, just at a little lakeside beach. I mean, you could do something like that too. There's so many ways that you can do something actually special for you and your children. We also got Mabon right around the corner. What's Mabon, you ask? Well, Mabon is spring equinox, right? Or I'm sorry, fall equinox. Oh, good gracious. The T is getting to my head. It is the fall equinox. So this is halfway between summer solstice and winter solstice. So this is like that half. So you're going to start, you're already starting to see that it's getting a little bit darker, a little bit sooner. But I swear after we hit that fall equinox, which comes up, toward the 20th of September, I feel like it starts getting dark really quick. And then Samhain hits and then boom, 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 boom. And then, yeah, it just, holy moly. So, now we're starting to look at what are you doing in your own household? Are you cleaning out? Getting rid of what no longer serves you? Are you cleaning out like your clothes that don't fit you or you haven't worn for a while? It's a great time to do cleaning out and getting rid of right now in preparation for the fall. Are you canning? This is another thing you guys can be doing. Utilize your kitchen witchery in your canning and your baking. Your kitchen is your hearth. It's your hearth. It's your home. Create magic in there. Have a working candle. What's a working candle? People ask me, do I have something around me that I can? No, I got a little one. So have a burning candle. I know this is just like a little segment thing. I was making product for the store, but have a candle, just a white, simple candle. It can be a tea light. It doesn't need to be anything super big or anything like that. But having a working candle in your space represents, this when you have it burning, it's you in your mindset that I'm actively working on spell work right now. I don't want to be distracted by a whole bunch of different things. If that means you want to put on some kind of calming music when you're doing it, great. You want to listen to, whatever floats your boat. If you're into rock and roll, if you're into country, whatever you're into, I'm into the 70s music personally. I like having that on in the background. Or if I'm really working hard doing some kind of spell work, and I want to bring in that energy to get that vibration, that frequency lifted, I will even go out onto either YouTube or Spotify or whatever, and I will find specific music geared to what I'm doing. So a lot of times I'll listen to Florence and the Machine, I think is what it's called. I'm so bad with band names, but I listen to a lot of different stuff. I listen to it's called Pagan Fair or Wiccan Fair, I think it was called, on Pandora. And they've got some really great like goddess themed music and stuff. So I pull that in with my workings, and it just gives me an extra kick to create. It helps my creative ability. Third chakra is shutting up. I don't know what that's about. Maybe I'm not supposed to be saying too much tonight. I don't know. Actually, it's allergies, but just do what is going to fit into you. But create in your kitchen and create that magic into your breads, into your canning and whatnot. It's a great time to start making. You're going to start hearing me harp on elderberry syrup. Now is the time of year you should be making your elderberry syrup. We're coming into that time frame where kiddos are going back to school. They're petri dishes. Everything is going to come home. I have an autoimmune disorder. I get sick really easy. So it's like if my grandson comes over and I see a weird looking little red eye thing happening at the door, I'm like, oh, good gracious, here we go. Because if you come within 100 yards of me, I'm going to get it. It's just the way my body is. So elderberry syrup is very prevalent in my home at this time of the year. So I make it quite a bit, and I'm taking it every day. And it's wonderful. Somebody asked what I recommend for lice. I got to be honest with you. I honestly don't know. I know that for lice, you can go to the pharmaceutical, there was like a special shampoo that you should be using. It's all about, the whole thing is getting that teeny weeny comb. Yes. Cause that foaming will pull them off. It kind of suffocates them. But if I remember right, I had read somewhere, I know it's going to be messy, but you could put like an olive oil or something on the head, I want to say, because the whole thing is you're kind of smothering that bug, right? Get the fine comb. It's about that fine comb. And then you want to really go through that hairline. You need to get all those little nits to get that out. And please tell your children, do not share your hats. Boy, we're already on Tom about that. It's like, don't you be sharing your hats at school. And I don't know why I want to say tea tree. I feel like tea tree has something to do with it. Tea tree is a really good soothing agent for scalp, especially if you're itchy. So if you've got eczema, psoriasis, that kind of thing, tea tree is actually really good. You can get shampoos that are tea tree and rosemary created. Now, not for lice, but just for psoriasis, itchiness. How many of you guys realize, now most adults know this, but not everybody does. Did you know that when you're super stressed out, it can give you a flare up of your eczema, of your psoriasis, that kind of thing? But not only that, it can also cause you to go into a full body rash. It's a stress hive just from your nerves. Peppermint, thank you. Somebody chimed in that peppermint would be really good for the lice. So thank you for that. I don't have my medical book in front of me, so I can't remember everything off the top of my head. But yeah, seriously, stress causes you to itch. It causes your skin to be irritant. So tea tree is really a good soother. So is rosemary. Rosemary actually helps soothe the skin also for the itchiness. So finding any kind of shampoo that has got that, you could do rosemary lavender, you could do rosemary peppermint, you can do rosemary tea tree. I mean, there's a lot of different things. You can go to a salon to get it. You can go to, oh, what is that place I like to go to? Sally's. I had to sit and think. So you can get like the generic form of stuff, so it's not quite so expensive. So there are different places that you can go and get that. But with lice, especially because with little kids and whatnot, I think that your best bet, is to get the specialized lice shampoo. And being a nurse, I feel more safe saying that because it is so highly spreadable. You want to get rid of it. And if that does hit your house, remember, all the bedding, all the clothing, everything has got to be washed and sanitized. Take the bedding out, take the clothing out, tie it in a plastic garbage bag, get the air out to kill it first, throw it outside, let it sit for a couple of days so that there is no air, suffocate them, right? And then, shake it out, get it off, and then do your sanitary washing with it. You really want to make sure you don't have anything like that going on. All right, you guys. So with all that being said, we've talked about ritual baths. We talked about doing some special little ritualistic stuff for you and your kiddos with coming back to school. We briefly spoke about beautiful Salem. I want to put a shout out there. We have some classes out on my website, and I know Kelly will help me out with this. So our fall classes are starting to get listed. And so we've got a broom making class coming up in both September and October. So that's where you are going to be able to create. So right here, and then just go to classes and events. You can go and see all the ones coming up. I've got a beginning witchcraft class coming up next month. I've got the broom making course coming up. We have got one, I'm not sure if it's listed quite yet, but it will be about ancestral lineaging, healing that. We've got shadow work classes coming up. Oh my gosh, mediumship. I can't even tell you all the classes we got coming up. Jennifer Voss and I, she's my nurse practitioner friend. Her and I are actually choreographing and working this out right now. This fall, we are going to be doing a death doula class. So that's coming up. That's in the making. We've got so much for you. So definitely hit us up and see what are out there listed right now. And then Pagan Pride is coming up on September 12th. That's at Minnehaha Falls. It is free. It's a bunch of vendors there. You can walk around. What I love about this is they do a ceremony. If you can get there early enough, the ceremony starts at 10, and they do this beautiful ceremony giving homage to the waterfall and giving homage to our ancestors. And a lot of the vendors that are there, there's specific vendors that actually have their products at my store. So I love to support my vendors. So I go out to see them. So if you see me out walking around, please come up and say hello to me. I am such an easy person to come up and say hi to because I love meeting everybody. It's just the person I am. But definitely check into our store, see all the new goodies. There's a lot of new goodies on the floor. A lot of stuff is changing. We've got big plans. We're going to have more stuff with Reiki. We've got Reiki classes that we're going to be doing at the beginning of November. It'll be 2 different weeks. It'll be 2 different Sundays so that we can make it easier on you. And that's going to be done by one of my practitioners, Erica, and I think her friend Jenna is going to be helping her with that. But that's coming up. But please check out our classes and sign up while you can, because especially if you want to make a broom, the witch's broom one, we make a full-fledged witch's besom, like the full-size one. It's just like making one, like you can go to different places like in Salem and whatnot. And I work with Meckley Brooms. Meckley Brooms is based out of Pennsylvania, and they're fantastic. Brianna and I have known her for a few years now, and I get all my supplies from her. She grew the corn, the broom corn, so I love that. So she ships everything to me and we do that. But I only have spots for up to 9 people in each class because it takes up the whole room. So you want to sign up for those right away because they will sell out. So I just want you to be aware of that. Other than that, check out our classes. Come and join us. Stop by at Midwest Witchery and Healing and say hello to all of us. And I want you guys all to have a very blessed night, a very blessed week. And know you are all loved. No matter what, you are loved. All right, you guys, have a fantastic night. If you need help with anything, reach out to me. You can email us. You can, call the store, stop on in. We're here for you. Have a great night.
Something new is unfolding at the Edge. The latest issue of Edge magazine is here, filled with voices that awaken your heart, expand your mind, and remind you that you're part of something much bigger. Explore conscious living, holistic wellness, energy healing, spirituality, and the art of awakening, all in one inspiring space. Awaken, discover, connect, and be curious. Print editions are now on the streets, and you can also read it online at edgemagazine.net. Welcome to The Edge. We have been waiting for you. You are right where you are supposed to be. Welcome home.